But hey everyone, this is Extralicious and I'm here with the new Great series. I'm excited, but also nervous. But I think I'm ready to go. I think I'm ready to do this. Oh my gosh, look at this new materia. Oh, these are 9s, so I'd probably want, because it's always crit over direct hit. Okay. It appears my calculations were correct. I knew that at this very spot I would encounter none other than Dexter, the hero who saw us through the final days. So certain was I of my math that I stood here for, well, let's not concern ourselves with that. I am Nemgigi, associate to one Professor Claudian. We work with the Aetioscope to observe the ethereal sea and delve into the myriad mysteries. Some mysteries, though, are beyond even our capabilities to unravel. The strange crystal we but recently discovered, for instance, defies our very conjecture. You've been to the center of the star and far beyond it, however, so we hope that you may see something in this crystal that we academics do not. I beg you lend us your well-traveled eye at Aporia. Professor Claudian will be eagerly awaiting your arrival. Okay. I'm curious what this one's gonna be about. Oh. Oh, my brain was like, Aporia. That's here. But it's in Labyrinthos. I was like worried that I wouldn't get enough, that I wouldn't have enough eye level, because like I like checked the requirement for it, and it was like 565, and I was like, the relic gear they gave me was like 560, so I was like, what the hell am I supposed to do? But I ended up having enough, what's the new currency called? It's gonna take me so long to get used to it. Aphorism. I ended up having enough aphorism tomes to like get me through everything, which was nice. I wish these side quests could be like voice acted, but I know that'd be a lot. Okay, let's turn auto off. Greetings, Dexter. Not my controller yelling at me, it turned off. Greetings, Dexter. Welcome to my humble laboratory. I am sure Nemgigi has already told you plenty about us, but allow me to introduce myself personally. I am Claudian, leader of this little research collective. I must admit, I have been nervous about this meeting ever since Nemgigi set out to find you. For a researcher in my field, there's no greater an honor than to meet the first man in history to traverse the ethereal sea and return to tell the tale. The professor speaks often and at length of your deeds, but he has no small number of achievements to his own name. He has peered deeper into the ethereal sea than any other in Charlayan, and the breadth of his knowledge is peerless. Peerless perhaps, but for a single man, we must seize this precious opportunity to learn what we can from him, and perhaps crack this conundrum that has stumped the three of us for moons. It was we who peered into the fathomless sea from the Anti-Tower in the Dravanian hinterlands. There we spoke with Heidelin and learned of the fate that would befall the star the final days. Soon thereafter, all research was moved to Labyrinthos, and through the Aetioscope did we continue our vigil. As impressive a work as the device is, however, it was a glimpse but a fraction of the sea's infinite depths. Which brings us to the matter at hand. Not long after the Exodus was declared, we recovered an unusual crystal shard during a routine observation. It appeared before us suddenly, as if it propelled to the surface by some unknown force. We found that it possessed an ethereal density that exceeded that of normal crystals by order of magnitude. Its shape resembles something which occurs in the natural world. It was made, not formed. Unfortunately, that was the extent of the information we could glean before we were forced to turn our focus towards the Exodus. The crystal was nearly forgotten amidst the sudden upheaval. But thanks to the efforts of a certain someone, that crisis is now behind us, and we are free to resume our research. Thus did we decide to seek you out, the dauntless adventurer who delved into the unknown and beheld its innermost secrets. And now we would have you see for yourself. Okay, alright. So they're like trying to figure out what's going on with this crystal that they found in Antitower. Here is the crystal in question. If it resembles aught you have encountered before, even by the smallest degree, please say so. Girl, it looked like a fucking job crystal. I mean, they haven't showed it to us yet. It looks like a job crystal. Oh, wait. Oh, it's the crystals that we saw in Amarat. Oh, the ones that like brought us the memories or whatever. Okay. Memory abides within this crystal. Oh, I forgot about those. As I thought, you do know what this is. Please tell me everything. Oh, come on, like, camera shot with them not fading away while I'm talking. Come on, wait. I see. The Asians use these to transfer their memories to new vessels. Fascinating indeed. It was a plan that this crystal was special somehow, but this revelation surpasses even my considerable expectations. Similar artifacts have been discovered throughout the ages, memories of martial techniques manifested as crystalline shards on the battlefield, or storied stones passed from master to student. A comparison between said artifacts and this crystal may prove a fruitful first step in unveiling its true nature. What do you think, Professor? Who are you talking to? Asian memories, windows through which we can gaze upon the Convocation of 14. Unlike the crystal in Dexter's stories, this one does not bear the mark of the Convocation. Who then could these memories belong to? And more importantly, why were they stored in this particular shard? More importantly still, why was it set adrift on the ethereal sea? Maybe it was released by somebody in the ethereal sea? Professor Claudian. Oh. Oh, yes. I'm well aware that contemplation is the key to breakthrough, but there is propriety to consider. We have a guest, one you invited explicitly. Must we do this every time? Call him out. Oh, what? Ah, yes, of course. Our guest. Terribly sorry. I do so easily find myself unmoored by the tides of rumination. Perhaps a more engaging use of your time with us would be for you to take up the crystal. If indeed there are memories stored within, they may reveal themselves to you upon contact. It just puts us in the raid immediately. Could you imagine? Like, it just says it's unlocked when I touch it. That'd be funny. Oh. It's glowing. If anyone message, come Pandæmonium, please. Oh. Faces, grave threat, star, in danger. Oh, that's it. Did they hear it? That expression does not bode well. What did you see? Pandemonium, 'tis not a word I have heard before. If my knowledge of the ancient tongue serves me, it means all demons. Not a name that inspires optimism, all things considered. In the event that another star-shattered cataclysm is in fact bearing down upon us, I would have the aforementioned examples of crystallized memory to hand. Namgigi, Rusinod, I entrust their procurement to you. If there are more memories to be extracted from this crystal, we will find them. As for you, Dexter, there is a person I would have you seek, the one who has delivered so dire a warning. Your story tells us that this crystal could very well have been made by one of the ancients. If that is the case, then discerning the nature of this pandemonium would require a trip far into the past, to an era before the Sundering. I know of only one individual capable of such a feat, the very hero who traversed time to prevent the world's doom. Who? I must confess, the tales people tell of your adventures beggar belief, and their veracity has been a subject of much debate among my peers. After today's meeting, however, there can be no doubt in my mind that every incredible exploit is fact. So I ask you now, return to the past, find out what and where Pandemonium is, and if we need to be concerned by this message. Okay. So they were talking about me. I just wasn't sure. Thank you. For the time being, you should keep the crystal in your possession. I do not think you have seen the last of its memories, and more may be drawn out as you approach their source. Safe travels, and may we meet again soon to share our findings. The Ocular. Oh, wait. They love sending me back to the Crystarium, which I mean, I know that, like, we traveled through the Crystal Tower in the story, but, like, I don't have to do it again. They love, in this expansion, going to other places, which, I mean, I think they did that in Stormblood too. And then I guess technically we did that in Shadowbringers, but like I don't think we ever went back until after 5.3, so it like kind of worked out. But... Please. I'm glad I don't really have to remember the name of shards anymore, because I can just look at the map immediately and just like click it. It's so nice. I'm so glad they did that. Enter the Ocular. But like we expended like Elidibus's energy to like use this, right? If receives this message. Oh. Okay. Come, Pandemonium, quickly. Well, off to Pandemonium, I guess. Ooh. Ooh. Did I knock the hell out or something? What the hell? Did somebody punch me? Did I hit the ground? Oh, I like fell, bitch. What the hell? I was like Elpis. Again. So is this hosted in Elpis? But they were like, go to the Crystarium because you don't know where you're going. Ugh. Oh, is it Hythlodaeus again? Oh, who's this? Could it be? Confused boy. No, of course not. But for the briefest moment, I thought you were. I thought you to be a dear friend of mine. I realize now that such a notion is preposterous. Oh, like, it's probably a Zem again. When did we get a Zem's, like, soul in us or whatever? I really don't remember. He told me a falling star would appear before me, and I suppose you must be it. Truth be told, I did not expect the expression to be so literal. We really, like, popped up right at him. I'm yelling. Oh. Oh, Themis. I think we briefly mentioned them in Endwalker, I believe. Okay, word. Apologies for not introducing myself properly. My name is Themis. As you can see by my bare face, I am not one of Elpis's observers. Rather, I am come here on an assignment, which has been more or less routine up until this very moment. You certainly do not know how to make an Wait, you certainly do know how to make an entrance. I must wonder what brought you here, for it is plain that you do not belong here, or any place I know for that matter. I'm a Zem's familiar, or I'm also here on an assignment. I'll just say that I'm also here on an assignment. Let's dodge that question. Are you here to investigate Pandæmonium, perchance? It would not surprise me should we share a purpose. I mean, we should know that. If so, we may be able to help one another, but first, might I trouble you in explaining how you came to collide with my skull? Please. See, I really like the robe in white, but like, the robe they gave us has like the tattered edges, or like the dirty edges, and I hate it. Because it doesn't look good in any color but white. I see. I believe that dispels any major doubts I had concerning your intentions. Apologies for being so intrusive, but you must understand this is an uncommon occurrence. I shall pry no further, for I am well aware that we all have secrets we must keep. However, if I may, I would very much like to take a look at this crystal of yours. I was so hesitant. Fascinating. While I cannot say as much as what it contains, it is clear that there are memories stirred within. Memories that speak of something gravely amiss in Pandæmonium. Okay, yeah. The facility extends beneath Elpis and is overseen by the worlds of La Habrea. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's why it deals with La Habrea's face. Yeah, makes sense. Because I know everybody was like, oh, that's La Habrea's like Asian symbol. And I was just like, oh. It houses those creations that are highly valued as research subjects and highly dangerous to the star. Naturally, it is strictly guarded and under constant surveillance. Okay. That's worrying. Several days ago, however, an unnatural shift in the flow of its surrounding aether was detected. Soon thereafter, all communications from Pandæmonium ceased. Oh, damn. Uh-oh. I am here as a representative of an organization that works directly with the Convocation and have been tasked with investigating this incident. Now that there is some measure of transparency between us, might I offer a suggestion as to what we should do next? Sure. Oh. I'll bounce between getting crit and direct hit, probably. Not giving me... I hate when it gives you skill speed and spell speed, like, by default. During the course of your investigation, you may discover valuable artifacts. Oh. Oh, never mind. These can be exchanged for equipment by speaking with Melanie and Aporia. In Aporia! Orjol and Razathan. Oh wait, no, it's the same way. It's the same way. It was the same way as you being able to trade it in an Amarang and Yulmore. That like confused me, but I was like, wait, this is where it started. And it was like the same way with Eden. Okay. Themis is eager to commence the investigation into Pandæmonium. I'm not gonna say his name is Zemi. I think that's what it's supposed to be. It's like Hermes in a sense. Now then, my proposal is a simple one. Let us journey to Pandæmonium together. Our first destination is the same, and I suspect the arrangement would work to our mutual benefit. Besides, I should have no trouble gaining us both access. I do hope you agree. I would be loath to part ways from the falling star I had been waiting so long for. Originally, I had planned to conduct my investigation with the friend I mentioned earlier. He had also noticed an anomaly near Pandæmonium, so it would only seem natural that we would investigate it together. However, he eventually decided that it was unwise for us to go. If two members of our organization were seen poking our heads about restricted facilities, it could raise questions, you see. I decided to go alone, but he left me with these words, "Fear not, for in my absence a star shall fall before you." Well, I could not comprehend his meaning at the time. I believe now I understand. He does have a way of being right about these things. Even so, his hints of what to come are generally more cryptic. I suppose I should have kept my gaze to the heavens. Suffice it to say, I am grateful for your presence either way. As for the matter at hand, we must first gain permission from the words of La Habrea for entry into Pandæmonium. There ought to be a speaker waiting at Inagnorisis. I always fuck up the names of this though. They just catch me out because there's like 50 billion centipedes. Oh, and then I was happy because I like managed to like clean out my inventory a bit. But like definitely not as good as I wanted to be though. What a fascinating etheric signature. Ahem. In accordance with the convocation's request, the two of you have been granted leave to observe Pandemonium. I shall register your aether for the records. From this point on, you may freely come and go from Pandemonium as you please. Thank you. Now that was a painless process. I take this as a sign we were meant to conduct our investigations together. Don't jinx it, girl. Of course, while you have been permitted entry into the facility, the specimens housed inside must be handled with the utmost care. You are to heed to warder's instructions at all time. Well, heed the warder's instructions at all time. Uh-oh. Those who conduct their work within Pandemonium are called warders for their role with respect to the creatures within. Okay. Generally, creations that pose a threat to the safety of the star must be undone. However, the words of La Habrea have deemed certain such creations as worthy of further study. That's where shit goes wrong. Ensuring them within the facility. I mean, like, this is how, like, Jurassic Park and shit happen, right? Like, they're like, oh, like, this is terrible, we need to undo it. But people are like, but, like, let's have them more. Let's, like, make money off them. Let's, like, progress further. Let's examine. And, like, guess what, Mimi? Shit happens. People die. Those who spend their days in Pandemonium are not merely researchers. They must work tirelessly to ensure that none of their subjects slip their shackles. For all intents and purposes, the place is a dungeon. Perhaps such a comparison arouses frightful imagery, but Pandemonium is a frightful place. I know not the purpose of your investigation, but if you discover aught that merits a report, pray do so with the utmost haste. Master La Habrea shall guide us upon the proper course of action from there. I'm like, La Habrea, bitch. Then I take it that means you have detected nothing amiss as of late? The warders have reported nothing that would cause alarm. Minor fluctuations in the aether have been observed, but surely Master La Habrea would have acted if they were anything worth worrying about. I see. It appears La Habrea is kept well abreast of the goings-on here, then. I hope I am not overstepping my boundaries by asking, but you seem to be quite familiar with Master La Habrea. Do you know him? Know him? We've met. Oh. That a mere familiar would have had the honor to meet Master La Habrea. He is not known to easily afford others his time, so you must be extraordinary indeed to be granted even a moment of it. Little do you know. Regardless, while they doubt I need to tell you this, he is of the convocation. Take care that your actions do not hinder his work. And with that, we are free to make our way to Pandemonium. The noose that will take us there is in the eastern bank of Leaf. Let us delay no further. Are we gonna have to fight La Habrea for like the 50 billionth trillionth fucking time? Or like, is he like gonna be the cause of it or whatever? Like, if so, I'm tired. Oh. I like looked through my map at my mount and it just didn't look like the bed part was there. And I was like, what mount is that? It looked like I was hanging on to something. I'm yelling. I think I have all the new maps charted. Yeah, I should. Because I think most of the ones I charted on my progress, but like half of them I didn't because they had like sections you had to fly to. I think I did. Oh, we go to this gate. Oh, this is the gate we saw earlier that we couldn't interact with, I think. So, oh, I see what they're doing. Okay. I had to contain my surprise for the sake of appearances, but is it true that you too have met La Habrea in the flesh? I find you more fascinating by the moment. Still, I shall refrain from asking too many questions. Secrets what make our journey all the more intriguing. We shall come to know each other in time, I wager, or else why would fate have orchestrated our meeting? In any case, let us be off. Truth be told, this will be my first time beholding the fabled Pandæmonium with my own eyes. Here's to a new adventure, eh? Okay, cute. Teleport to Pandæmonium. So what's this gonna be like? Oh. Oh. Well, this is giving Dunscape. It is much as I feared. The speaker seemed in such high spirits that the moment I thought the ethereal irregularity not nearly so grave a portent as I had imagined, alas, 'twas a fleeting and vain hope. To gaze upon this complex networks of chains and wards, the untrained eye might not sense anything awry. No effort has been spared in making this place impenetrable. Oh my gosh. I'm assuming those cages were holding things and they broke out? Oh gosh. Even the finest masterworks is not without its flaws, however. Someone or something is tampering with the protections. It is working from within, eroding them from the inside out. Sounds like La Habrea. Fear not, there is no immediate danger. I reinforced what protections I could the moment we arrived. This will not put an end to whatever is occurring, but it shall at least serve to slow its process. One small victory, though the road ahead of us is yet long. Yes, powerful forces are at work here. The silence in the air speaks volumes. While I did not expect a bustling facility, I see not a single warder. Our first course of action should be to seek one out, wherever they may be. However, there is something you must know. The magic I wove upon entering requires my constant awareness. That is to say, if we are forced to fight, I cannot risk joining you in battle. Should I lose focus, Pandæmonium's protections will rapidly crumble before the force assailing them. Were there any other way, I would gladly choose it, but let us at least be grateful that neither of us is here alone, trapped in hopeless circumstances. If we should fail to find a peaceful solution, then I hope that I can rely on your strength to see us through. Oh, come on, hand on my hip. This request doesn't come as a surprise, to be honest. I'm yelling. Of course, you have my promise. Thank you for offering your help so willingly. If weapons are drawn, I hope to be able to lend at least a touch of magical support. Creation magics do have their purposes, their uses in that regard. I had in mind to use your aether as basis for illusionary allies that will fight at your side. Perhaps 7 shall do. Not them being like, this is how raids work. Not exactly by the looks of you, a formidable band nonetheless. Or you can do them with trust. in a way. It's either with like trust or it's like them being like, oh, we'll have like 7 summons of you to make it like historically sound for you to play with other people, which is probably the latter. And so shall it be. Now, what I wonder awaits us in Pandemonium's pitiless walls. I feel like clicking in certain places doesn't progress the text, and it really bothers me. But then, like, every time I manage to click other times when I'm, like, trying to read something in my, like, hand, like, fidgets, it just, like, does it for me. Oh, this is a place I can't explore. Okay, it is. I mean, not, I can explore it, but it would be cute if I could. I'm also capped on poetics, and I literally don't know what to spend them on. I probably should have looked that up, honestly. Love a 16-minute queue time. Wow. Love it here. Ah, I only have my tank up. I'm trying to get my scholar up, and then I'll get my, I'm trying to get my scholar up, and then I'm trying to get my, like a tank up. But I still don't know what tank I want to do. I was, like, thinking paladin, because, like, paladin's very easy. But I don't know. Oh, selling gold certificate for ornate gear on Savage release. Okay, I was about to say, Nada's waiting on a tank. Here we go. I'm nervous. I don't know what this holds. Like, I don't want to be like that, but, like, I'm hoping... Because, like, raids are usually harder than, like, the basic trials. So I can't really be like, I picked up, like, some of the stuff in the trials pretty well. That this might go well, but we'll just have to see. Now, who the hell is that? I'll save them. I must. But I am afraid he is in no state to answer questions. Perhaps you can bring him to his senses. I'm sad my webcam's block it. I hate when they have the subtitles that big. I'm like, can't you just use those little boxes y'all do for chat? Like text? Like, I hate that so much. I see what they're doing. That's kind of cool though. Water of the Condemned, Ericthonios. Oh my gosh. Very wig, very wig. They don't even voice up in here. Which, that really bothered me about Eden's story, because, like, I understand not having voice acting, because, like, that would be, like, a lot to worry about for side stuff, but it would have been nice. But they voice acted the raids, which had those people in there. So I was just like, why couldn't they do that? Why are we moving? Okay. Oh, okay, so he's whipping on the side he's gonna hit. Okay. Got it, got it. Okay. Warden's Wrath. Is that a tank buster? Nope, that's the raid fight. Okay, Wrath is raid fight. Oh, ooh. Now why the hell you moving? Wait, was there somebody frozen for that? I was like, what is that? Okay, that's Tank Buster. I keep forgetting that they like actually like indicate Tank Busters now. I'm so thankful they did that. And then they also indicate like stacked Tank Busters now. They also indicate like stacks that happen this time. It says I'm overwhelmed by the power of fire, so I'm assuming I go to... Oh, fuck. I'm dead. Just kill me. Can we get healing, please? Okay, I get it. Come on, me having to be a res mage. Come on, Wig. Shining Self. Are they about to make this square a circle? Oh my god, they did! Oh, I don't like this. I could not allow you to run free. Okay, so I'm assuming I stand on blue. Love use fire, yeah. Not the tank dying. Wait, do I know this tank? Their name looks familiar. Okay. I don't know. Okay, so they do the cut half stage. I just want to see if I know this tank real quick. I think I do. Oh, they're on Coeurl. Okay, we should be safe where we are. Yeah. Okay, that's not too bad. Oh, I don't like stand shut. This is a raid wide. Oh, making it go back to the stage we had before. Okay. Okay, so I have ice. So what I have to do is I have to go to a fire, and then I'll have to go to an ice. Then I'll have to go to a fire. So I'd have to go here, then I'd have to go here. Then I have to stay here, or I can stay here. Okay, I feel like this is gonna be wild on Savage. Oh, I'm lucky. Oh, it is quick too. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's the raid wide. Which that Reaper was hanging on by a thread. Warden's Wrath, get that other Reaper up, please. That's a Tank Buster. Alright. So we're about to get the circular platform. That was like close, I think. Oh! I don't know what she was doing. Are you supposed to guide that in front of a tank? Is that what I'm seeing or something? It's either that or that person stood too far away that they got knocked into the edge. Okay, overwhelming heat. Move! What are these girls doing? Like, I never want to drag people for not picking up mechanics, but this fight has literally only shown like 4 mechanics. Like, please. Oh shoot. That one I had to go for a while though, but I'm good. Why are you gonna steer near the edge? Didn't you see that girl get knocked into the wall? And didn't you see that girl die last time? That girl said, I'm gonna stay out the way. I was like, did you see that freaking Reaper die earlier? I have no words. I'm yelling. So we have Reapers, so I'm not gonna LB, but... I'm safe where I am. Kind of fun. So I don't have to move. I don't have to move until the last one. Was that a healer LB? What LB was that? Okay. I wish they would increase the points you can get for second chance, because girl, I feel like they don't give you enough. If you can't roll for any more, I wish it would just cancel all the other runs. Because I'm tired of having to hit, like, wait to see if I get something. And then have other people wait on me because I'm not rolling for anything else because I'm trying to see if I want to get the one thing that I'm trying to get. It's so hateful. That was a thrilling display, and if I may be so vaunting, the warriors I spun from your aether fought ever more splendidly than I had anticipated. I suppose they were cut from an excellent cloth, after all. We should wait until this man regains his senses. He wears the robes of a warder, and I would be very curious to know what drove him to attack us sight unseen. That's fun. I'm just nervous because I know it's gonna get harder from here, as usual. Dexter, he stirs. What came over me? It's coming back to me. My mind was filled with a storm of desperation, anger. I leapt at you, though I knew not of your intentions. Pray accept my apologies and my thanks. Have you not knocked some sense back into me? I may have fallen upon someone less capable of defending themselves. Oh, okay, so that's their names. I am Ericthonios, a warder of Asphodelos, Pandemonium's highest layer, in the place we're in now. One must wonder why you were so desperate to keep us out. What is happening in Pandemonium? The creations interred within Asphodelos has been set free and stalks its halls to no end but violence. Who's surprised? That is not good, to say the least. Has this ever happened before? No, never. Each level of Pandemonium is under the charge of a key card who keeps strict control over the... Oh, it says keyword. Not all these fucking games with key cards got me like... But who keeps strict control over the most minute aspects of their domain? They're selected with great care, and their loyalty to Master La Habrea is absolute. So La Habrea is doing this shit. Because if they're loyal to La Habrea told them to do this shit. Alright, okay. Yes, something has been gone terribly wrong. Try as we might to hold the line, the chaos within is overwhelming. I hardly realized that I had become separated from my colleagues. I remember a chorus of whispers assailing my senses, and afterwards only flashes of rage and fury, then blackness, from which I awoke to find that whatever had overcome me was gone. I see. Your senses may have been muddled by magics that affect the mind, perhaps the self-same one that saw you separated from the other warders. Whatever had taken hold of me, thank you for releasing me from its clutches. That you've come here from the surface, it must mean some word of our plight has reached the outside world. If you knew anything that may help, pray tell. Well, they actually said there wasn't any, please. It's radio silent from here. Horror among horrors. So Pandemonium's protections are indeed being dismantled from within. By the same individual or individuals that released its captives and set them upon you, no doubt. Such knowledge avails us little. However, if we cannot ascertain their identity. What was that? Oh, I thought he was gonna get snatched up or something. Themis, was it? You said you worked for an organization under the auspices of the convocation. Were they to receive word of what has transpired here? What measures would they take? Doubtless they would consider this place to be a lost cause. Pandemonium's ties to the outside world would be severed, or perhaps it would be wiped from existence entirely. As I thought, were the creatures to escape into the outside world, there would be untold carnage. The words of La Habrea would never risk that, despite what values the research subjects may hold. All the more reason to work with haste. If we can't expect further help, then it falls upon me to save the others. I'll not leave them behind. Ooh. You would go alone? I won't leave the other warders to face certain doom. I know they fight for survival even now. They wouldn't abandon their duty. They would see the creatures return to their cells at all costs. And so I must do the same. Themis, I know the request I'm about to make of you is monumental one, but please say not a word of this to the convocation until I've given a chance to set things right. Forgive my rudeness, Erichthonios, but my decision cannot be swayed by emotion. You would only be co-signing yourself to an early death. Strength of resolve alone cannot win in the face of overwhelming odds. Oh, period. He said, I don't care what you have to say. That being said, our investigation has only just begun, and we would be remiss to turn back here. We've made an exhaustive survey, so for the time being, there is slightly more than resolve to rely on. I knew you would be too eager to join us. Each moment since you fell from the skies has been more interesting than the last. More and more you remind me of my dear friend. Which goes some way toward encouraging me that this matter will yet reach a satisfactory conclusion. So, you agree to help? For the moment, our goals align. This is productive magics of Pandemonium, yet holds so for the moment in time is... For the moment, time is in our favor. Let us proceed upon the course you and Dexter have set upon us. Themis and Dexter, yes, thank you. The warders owe you a great debt already. We shall be glad to have someone familiar with Pandemonium's halls by our side. A party of 3 is ever so much more entertaining than a pair of 2. Now let us turn our attention to rescuing your colleagues. Perhaps it would be wise to approach the gates, in case any have followed you out. Now, I'm hoping there's a change of scenery. I'm kind of worried there's not. Because, like, I'm worried it's going to be similar to Alexander, just from, like, the looks of this, like, outside. But if it changes for 2, then I'll like, be quiet. But I'm just, like, curious, because I feel like because like unless we go in and it's completely different. Because like I mean I know inside like they hold creatures, right? So it would be like different environments and stuff. So I feel like it will probably have like different settings. This is giving Ferris serious, and I don't like it. Is peering into the depths of Pandæmonium. Not a sound could be heard from within, which means neither creature nor warder has made it this far. We should begin forming a plan to save them at once. Forgive me if I misunderstand, but do you mean to rescue the warders and creatures both? Naturally, although they may be dangerous, they're valuable research subjects. I wouldn't see our labor, our untold hours of study go to waste. But I mean, if you study, wouldn't you still have the notes? So you wouldn't need to save, like, it shouldn't be too much of an issue for you to save these, like, unsafe creatures because, like, you've already taken notes from them. I dare say La Habrea would smile to hear you say such a thing, that is, if we had cause to report this incident to him. Smile. I'm not sure his face is capable of such warmth. Why am I shook about that? Also, you've met him before? I was under the impression he rarely visits Pandæmonium. I have, yes. My mentor was the previous head of this facility. That is to say, La Habrea's predecessor in the position of chief keyword. Her name was Athena, and she was a researcher with the words. 'Twas she who appointed me to this position, in fact. I see. I did not know there was a chief keyword before La Habrea. Your motivation to save your research subjects is not entirely driven by duty to the words, then. You wish also to preserve the work of your mentor. You've the right of it. I'm lacking in ideas of how to go about that, however. I'm a mere warder and cannot wield intermittent magics. But of course I can hardly expect you to be versed in the magics we use here. If you recall, during our battles earlier, I bound you in ethereal shackles. Intermit is a more refined and powerful magic based upon the same principles. While both are used to keep our subjects docile, only the keywords of each tier is permitted to use intermit. Even if I were allowed, I lack the aptitude to use the spells to any notable effect. Fascinating. I have some knowledge of these forms of spellcraft, actually. La Habrea himself established their foundation, if I recall. While shackles are meant to bind an object in place for a short time, intermit freezes the very space around it for as long as the caster wills. Indeed. While the illusory beings you summoned in our fights suggest as much, I see your knowledge of magic is vast. Perhaps you've already mastered the art of intermit, and I've been lecturing you like a child all this time. I'm afraid my knowledge ends there. I have not the precise understanding of how the invocations interact with natural laws, and that would be needed to cast said spells with any consistency. While I consider myself well versed in various magics, I would be ill-advised to assume the duties of keyword without instruction. That being said, if I were to learn more of intermit and its inner workings, perhaps. Well, you have a warding standard in front of you. Well, the solution is obvious when you put it like that. Ericthonios, you implied that what prevented you from performing interment was lack of magical capacity. What if I supplemented your power with my own? Will the spell succeed then? I cannot say for certain. I've never heard of such a thing being done. I believe it may be our best recourse. That is, of course, assuming you can perform the initial rites and incantations flawlessly. Even the smallest misstep, and we would have to start over. You needn't worry about that. I've seen the spells cast so many times that their emotions have been burned into my memory. I won't disappoint. Very well. Let us work out the specifics afterwards. Once we do, we can test out our methods on one of the escaped creatures, though I suppose there is the matter of finding one. It would be foolish to rush in blindly, lest we find ourselves surrounded with naught but an untested stratagem at our disposal. Nay, I would prefer to engage a single creature that Dexter could dispatch on his own if the spell were to go awry. I agree. I may have an idea in that regard. I recall seeing the hippocampos wandering the waterways during my flight. Perhaps it's still there. Few of the subjects housed with the asphodelos are fond of water, and I believe we'll be able to engage the beast without fear of unwanted guests. Then that shall be our first target, or perhaps subject is a better term. Before we commence with the intermit magics, the creature should be weakened to a sufficient degree. I believe I can trust you with that task. As dependable as ever. Once you have been given it thorough trouncing, we shall bind this hippocampos with the keywords magic. Until then, my illusions shall fight by your side. Also, this is the second one. Hippocampos will be alone, but its daunting opponent nonetheless. Its magic warps the environment around it. It will be at home amidst the waterways. Steel yourself for a fight. Oh, that's the waterways. Oh. But I was gonna say I unlocked it. Okay, yeah. The second circle. Now, I like the unique names that Eden has, and like looking at this, I'm like, is it just gonna be 1 through 4 circles of each tier of Pandæmonium? Because if so, girl, that's some flop shit. I hate that. Okay. Oh, not me to spin that twice. Okay, here we go. Oh. Love when Q times lie and it ends up being quicker than it says. Oh. Oh, that thing. Oh. Now, what outfit is that? Mythic Creation, the Hippocampus. What outfit was that Viera in? Come on, them having a hood. I think that's the near stuff, yeah. Whose voice is that? Why is it so loud? I will never understand that about this game. Like, I feel like anytime I play, I never hear my voice. But there's always those people somewhere. There's like always those like certain voices that are just loud as hell. I think there's like a male Vieira in here. I think there were orbs that spawned. Am I missing something? No, I don't have to jump on it. That's dead. Stack the Doritos. Me, dissociation. Ew, severed head. Now, was there any particular reason why we ran 50 miles away just to do that? I'm dead. I'm making it in time. Love latency. Latency is such a great thing. Love it so much. Can I get healing though? I'm fucking dead. I'm hitting the res. Y'all gonna run on top of me, Ed? I hate the sound.